All right, we got us a nice yellow uh Nintendo Switch. It just jumps to 400 milliamps and that is it. So it's not on. Got the volume turned up. So yeah, it does nothing. So take it apart. Maybe it's got some water damage. I haven't had water damage in one Switch. It has been one Switch since my last water damage case. No water damage. Board looks clean. Nobody's taking this off. All right, so this is a good, so far, everything's looking pretty good. Plug it back in real quick. Yeah, still, it's just a bunch of plastic pieces falling out of it. All right, let's keep disassembling. One more screw. All right, let's plug the battery. Let's remove the game card reader and plug the battery in. Let's see if current draw changed at all as a result of that. It did not. Okay, let's remove the LCD screen. All right, so all that's removed. Let's plug the battery back in. Let's see. We get a different charge on our current meter now without the battery or without the LCD attached. No. No, we do not. Voltage there. And voltage there. I don't know, dude. We're getting voltage where we're supposed to get voltage. So why is it not? Why is it not turning on? Let's get the board out. Let's have a look at it. This is a little bit strange. That's good. That's good. We're missing our 1.3 volts. We are missing our 1.3 volts. Why are we missing our 1.3 volts? Why? Let's look on the microscope. 0.4. That's low resistance, man. So if I'm being honest, the only voltage I'm not getting is my 1.3 volts here. And all of the voltage, other voltages are being created. So if I'm not getting the 1.1 volts, Now I am getting it. Okay, I think it's working now. What in the world is going on? Look at this, dude. Look at this. No idea what I just did, but it works. Okay. Well, there you have it. It's fixed. No idea what I did. No idea what I did. All right, so it's now the next day. We left off with this thing working. So I am going to put it back in its original chassis and see if the fault returns. Because I'm at a loss as to why it was not working. That's our known good chassis. So this is the original chassis that it came in. Because you guys remember when I was checking on the max IC right here, this 1.3 volts, I think this 1.3 volts triggers, I don't know exactly. I wish I could figure out the process of what's enabled at what time. Because I don't know if this max IC is related to this max IC, or if this max IC is responsible for first stage boot, and then when the CPU communicates with the eMMC, it then enables this chip, or when it receives the V-core voltages, which V-core I believe are these two rails right here, these two inductors right here. These produce your 1 volt V-core, which then tell the CPU, hey, go ahead and you're cleared hot to start, you know. So I don't know exactly the full. I wish I could figure it out, but I don't know how to figure that out. And I haven't found any resources that kind of tell you how that works. But anyways, maybe one day a Nintendo engineer will come by and say, hey, this is exactly the process that happens. But I do know that, and I'm rambling here, and I apologize for rambling, but I learn when I talk. I have greater understanding when I talk about things. But anyhow, so I do know that the CPU has I2C communication with all of the chips on this console. So it has I2C communication with the M92 and the BQ and the little battery chip, the fuel gauge IC. So all of that stuff happens. It's just a matter of, I don't know, maybe something. Let's see if it works. Let's see if we can duplicate the fault. Plug in our cable. And let's see if we can power it on. Yes, it worked. It works. So yeah, it's magic, bro. It was magic. The thing was fixed by magic, because you guys all saw that it was definitely not working when I initially got it. It was not doing anything. And the battery wasn't dead because I haven't charged this battery. And I tried to turn it on with this battery and it wouldn't turn on. But you just saw I haven't charged this battery and I turned it on with that battery. So yeah, it was broken. And now it's not broken. It's fixed. And I did absolutely nothing other than probe voltages on the board. That's all I did. So anyhow, we'll chalk this up to magic. All right, I'm going to have to replace some Joy-Con rails. We'll do that if I have any. extra Joy-Con rails. I don't know if I do. All right, so everything is on here. Everything is connected. I'm just going to go ahead and put all the screws back in, bro, because I'm confident by magic we have repaired this console. All right, so it is back together. Let's plug the battery in. All right, let's plug in our ammeter. And it's not working. It's not working. It is working. It's not working. So, what in the world, dude? Okay, it's not working. So the only thing that I didn't have connected earlier was the game card reader. Okay. Game card reader is not connected. Let's plug it in. Yeah, so it's the game card reader. That was the problem with this thing the whole time. But I could have swore we checked it, man, when we were initially doing this. But what on earth could be wrong? So if we look at the game card reader under the microscope, it doesn't look like I don't see anything misshapen in there. This looks fine. That looks fine. So I guess we can try a different one and see if that makes a difference. So let's, yeah, it was the game card reader. I just don't know specifically what on the game card reader would cause that. I mean, there's nothing to this thing, man. There is nothing to it. Let's take some alcohol and squirt down in here. I mean, mechanically, it seems that's a little stiff in there. But, all right, so maybe it's something to do with the, let's disconnect. Let's disconnect the headphone jack. And then let's take this. Let's take that out. And let's put just the game card reader in without the headphone jack so we can narrow down which one of these things is causing this. All right. So let's attempt to try to power it on. Actually, let's plug in the cable since the battery's so dead. So yeah, so now it's working. So let's see if we can see anything crazy under the microscope on the headphone jack. Looking inside the headphone jack, I don't see anything crazy. And that metal looks kind of weird. This is the metal from the other one. Looks like it got hot or something. Or maybe that's just when they purify the metal, you know? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is just put this one in there. And just to be safe. Actually, I want to know. Hold on. I want to know. I'm going to put the headphone jack back on here. Let's plug the headphone jack back in here. How does it go? Like this, right? No. No, it goes like this. All right. Let's plug it back in. All right, let's see if it'll turn on now. Yep. So yeah, I don't think it was the, let's see if it'll read again. No, it doesn't read a game. Right, let's turn this off and we're going to put in the other. All right, let's cut it back on. All right, let's see if it'll read the game now. No, it doesn't. It doesn't read the game. But I don't know if it won't read the game because stupid parental controls are on. I'm going to let this charge up for a bit, and then I'm going to go through the process of turning off parental controls. And then we'll go from there. All right, I got the parental controls turned off. Let's put the original one back in there. And it is possible that I grabbed a faulty game card reader out of my drawer of game card readers. So let's put the original one back in there. So it wouldn't boot up. That was the first issue, is it wouldn't boot up. So then it started booting up. And I'm assuming it wouldn't boot up because of the game card reader. But we've cleaned the game card reader. So now it's booting with the original game card reader in there. But now it won't read games. But it might read a game with this one. Let's see. No, so it is not a problem, I don't think, with the game card reader. Let me reset this to factory defaults and go through the setup. This thing just randomly cuts off from time to time, dude. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if there's a short on the port or what. But we are going to see one thing. The fan never cuts on. Why doesn't the fan ever cut on? Let's see if we can read a game now. Okay, no, we cannot. Let's go under the microscope and look at this port. No, unfortunately the port looks fine, man. Let's put a little alcohol on my. All right, let's cut it back on. This is a strange issue, man. All right, so we're gonna hold down on this, but I don't know. I don't know what else the problem could be, man. No, it's not that. We got 5 volts here. 5.4 volts there. .4 volts there. So that looks like this must be some little voltage regulator. It doesn't have an output. Getting 3.6 volts there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's the voltage supply for the game card reader or not. All right, so I have my oscope set up. So on this pin here, we're getting some type of data being sent across, and this is a working console. So when I go to these various pins right here, I don't get anything. But when I install a game, notice they go high. So this is happening on the other one, but these pins going high is not happening. Anytime I touch those pins on the other console, the console cuts off. So I'm not sure why. Like, for example, if I take the game out of that and I put it in this is the yellow one that we have been working on. And if I turn this console on so that you can see that the console's on, it can't read the game. So if we go, if we probe, I probe right here, just like on the other console, we have communication that's occurring, right? But as soon as I go to test here, it doesn't go high. Pins don't go high at all. And they go high on the other one with the game installed. So the question is where do those signals come from? I don't know exactly where they come from. I'm assuming this recognizes a game is inserted and those pins get driven high. And this knows that a game's being plugged in, but it doesn't do anything. Those pins don't go high. So where do those pins come from? I don't think I can solve this issue, man. I mean, could the port be bad? The port doesn't look bad. All the pins are in the port. Checked all those pins. I mean, that all looks fine. I don't see any missing pins. I don't see any bent pins. The soldering looks good. This is the game card reader. Ooh, is it this? Is that responsible? What does that chip do? S1924. According to Homebrew Switch, or whatever that website is, This is the game card. It is the game card ASIC. So, could this be faulty? How do you determine if it's faulty? Let's go into diode mode and let's this is a donor board. I'm terrified to do this, but I think I'm gonna pull this port off because I don't know what else to. I don't know what else to do. I hate doing this, but I might just reflow it as a matter of fact. All right, I think that's reflowed. Maybe there was something I couldn't see preventing this thing from working. All right, so I think we have enough stuff to test this. Let's see what happens. Still turns on. Hey, dude, look. That fixed it. That was the problem. Just needed to reflow the connector. Thank goodness. All right, let me get this put all back together. Here it is fully assembled. Let's try to power it on. It's not the nicest console ever. Let's see if the game card reader still works. No. No. All right, good. So it's downloading the game, so let's close. Let's try The Legend of Zelda. What did I do with it? I'm going to try A Link to the Past. Yes. Okay, good. Good. Let's check the buttons. How do you do that? Now I had to pay 50 cents to get the parental controls off this thing. Controllers and sensors. These obviously work. They should work. They're brand new. All right, I think that's it. We finished it. All in all, it's not too bad looking at the console. It's got cracks here. Whoever tried to disassemble it before I got it did a number on it, trying to get into it. Cracked it down here. It's cracked on the inside. I couldn't put in this screw right here because of no, not that screw. It's this one. Because if I do, the screw just falls into the console. So yeah, all in all, 40 bucks, man. Not too bad. Oh, you know what I didn't test? I didn't test the game card slot. Try that real quick. Good. All right, that works. That's good. So yeah, so there you have it, man. It's all done, and doesn't look too bad. So I will sell this along with the other 26 that I got that I haven't sold yet. I need to sell that stuff, man. I do. It's just collecting. Anyhow, y'all be good.